Hello. In this tutorial, I kind of really want to continue in terms of synchronizing apps and apps that might be good for your laptop, as well as to realize that you have options when it comes to your apps. So, for example, last time we talked about apps that synchronize like Chrome and also I talked about how from the browser that I can access my Android messages. If you have an Apple or an Android, another well-known messaging app that's getting popular is Signal. Signal is downloadable for Linux distributions as well. Notice here in my Debian book I have Signal. Don't judge me with my website. And also Signal on my MacBook, as well as Signal on my phone. So these are accessible from all three of my computers. If you would like to download Signal, I will just take you through it here on our computer that we've been using. If I can find the trackpad, there we go. It's fairly simple, and it's a lot like the way we downloaded Zoom, if you remember that. So, I'm just going to look for it by way of desktop. Here we go. But it may be in our App Store. I am not entirely sure, and it's always good to check to see if there is a certain app you want in your App Store. So I'm going to look in my software boutique first. So education, accessories, games, internet. It might be an internet. We'll see. So I'm going to look at internet first. Brave. That's another browser. And just so you're aware, most browsers have that syncing capability that I told you about last video. The only thing that's different from Chrome is probably the copy and paste trick I showed you. Chromium is another browser. Firefox. Google Earth. There is Google Earth downloadable for your... It may slow your computer down quite a bit because that's how it is on my Debian book. It just depends on how much RAM and memory you have. Microsoft Edge. So they are making that for Linux now because Microsoft Edge is based on the same thing as Chromium. Opera is also another good browser. You can get Skype. Telegram is a messaging app. That's another email. Vivaldi is another browser. Well, so far Signal doesn't seem to be up there. Let's check our other software store. Going to Alt-Tab to close out of our boutique. You know, at this rate, it may just be faster to load it from Signal's website. The website has loaded up here, and download for Linux. Ooh, this is a good thing. I'm glad this popped up because now you get to familiarize yourself with the terminal. But if you want Signal on your desktop, you got to do it. So all you need to do is highlight the first thing they tell you to, and then Control C, which is just copy. To put it in the terminal, you're going to feel like a hacker. And Control Alt T for terminal brings the terminal up. Now, instead of just hitting Control V, hit Control Shift V. And it's going to already start doing that for you, I believe. And looks like 100%. So I'm going to hit enter again. So you need to enter your password, your regular password that you use to sign in. Then the next thing is, looks like you need a Control C here. Go back to the terminal. You can cycle there by going Alt Tab. Again, Control Shift V and enter. And then the last one. Control C again. Alt Tab. Because if you were to hit Control Alt T, you would be opening another window of the terminal, which is what you don't need to do. You can just use the window you've opened to begin with. And there we go. Looks like it's putting Signal on the desktop. And that's how slow it's going to be. So you don't need to do anything, you just need to let that work its magic. And we'll catch up after that's installed, which right now looks like 4 minutes and 42 seconds. Okay, you're catching up here at the end. Looks like 2 seconds, 80%. There we go. Now, there's some of this progress to work through. I was looking back at my earlier footage and I wanted to make sure that where I put my password in up here, our usual login password. If you go back and look by yourself, you may have noticed that it didn't type in while I typed it in, but that's just okay, you're really typing it in. So if you press keys and you don't see anything moving, that's normal. It's taking in your keystrokes anyways. So while this loads, let's take another break together. Okay, whenever this shows up and it wants you to type, it means it's done doing its process. So that means Signal is probably already on here now. We'll just search. S-I-G. Okay, it might be like other apps we've put on, and that means we need to restart the computer and see if it's on. So, okay. The computer has restarted. My login screen should be coming up here pretty quickly. And we will see if we have successfully put on Signal. Okay, here's my login screen. Excuse me. It's not that I think you'll catch my password, it's more so I can see my hand. Okay. Let's see if we got Signal to work here. I think I saw it. Yep, there's Signal. And then once ever you pop it up, it's going to ask you for your phone number. And then it'll walk you through what you need to do. So, if you have Signal, there you go. Wait a minute. That might not work. Here we go. So, you would take your phone out and you would link it, but I'm not going to since I already have it linked on 2 other devices. And it shows you how to do it, whether you have an iPhone or an Android. So there you go, one more thing to do on your Mate.